How you guys doing? I'm Darren with Ash Kickin' Barbecue, and today we're smoking up some ribs on the Pit Boss Platinum Series Lockhart. We're going to be seasoning these ribs with SuckleBusters SPG and SuckleBusters Honey Barbecue Rub. I'm going to bring you guys in, show you how we prep these, and we'll get to smoking. Okay guys, the prep on these ribs is going to be very simple. We are just going to take a look here, see if we have any hard fat. We got some cartilage right there I'm not a huge fan of. We're just going to go ahead and trim off any hard fat we see. We're not going to get too crazy with this trim. Because it's just for at home. If you guys want to see my competition video, how to trim them like that, go ahead and check it out on my page. But today we're keeping it pretty simple. We're just going for some good home ribs. I'm actually going to cut this off here because it's pretty thin. It's just going to dry out. I'm still going to cook it. Eat it as a little snack for myself while I'm waiting for these to get done. So you can kind of see where that cartilage line is. So that looks pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and remove the membrane on these, and it makes it pretty easy if you use a butter knife. And then you're going to get under the skin here and just kind of work that skin up. Then what you can do is grab a paper towel and just use your knife to hold down the rack of ribs, and use your paper towel to pull off that membrane. Almost came off in one chunk there. We missed a little bit, so we'll go ahead and get that off of our paper towel. We'll try and get under the piece that we missed here. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Just go ahead and trim up some of this hard fat here. So we're going to get to seasoning these. We're going to hit the bottom with some SuckleBusters SPG. Just a light coat on the bottom. Go ahead and press it in. Then we're going to hit it with the Honey Barbecue Rub. Just a light coat on the bottom. Go ahead and press it in. Flip it over. And do the same thing to the other side. If you guys haven't tried the SuckleBuster stuff, it's a really great product. That looks pretty good to me. We're going to go ahead and let it sit here and sweat, and we're going to go fire up the pit. This is the new Pit Boss Platinum Series Lockhart. I'm going to show you how to fire it up. It's pretty easy. You're going to go over here, hit the power button. It's already set to, it's kind of hard to see with the sun, but it's already set to smoke mode. So from here, we're just going to keep the lid open, let it fire up, and then we'll adjust the temp, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay guys, the fire is taken off. We're going to go ahead and push our button and set our temp. We're going to be cooking these ribs at 275 degrees today. Again, I apologize, it's a little hard to see with the light. So set at 275. We're going to close the lid down, and once it gets a temp, we'll get our ribs on. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you the color on these ribs. Got a nice mahogany color already. I am going to cook on this rack. It makes it a little easier for transport. The pit is up to 275 degrees, so I'm going to get these on and I'll be back. As you can see, we got the ribs on the pit. So we're going to go ahead and let these cook, and we're going to check them after an hour. Got a little bit of nice clean smoke rolling on there, so I'm going to close these down and we'll check back in about an hour. Okay guys, we're an hour in. You can see we're sitting at 275 degrees. We go in here, check out our ribs. They're looking good. They got some nice color. Bark's starting to set up nice in the front. Back here, it's still a little moist, so we're not going to spritz or anything. We're just going to keep letting them do our thing. You can see we're starting to get a little pullback on the bones. I'm going to shut this down, and I'll check back in here after an hour. Okay, guys, it's been another hour. We got some good color, got some good pullback. So I'm going to get these inside, get them wrapped up, and I'll pick back up once we're inside. Okay guys, you can see we got the ribs inside. We got some good color on them, got some good pullback. So we're gonna flip them over. We're just gonna kind of remove these marrow pieces here that have come off, remove any of the crusty stuff. this out of here. Alright, and then so since we're keeping this simple, what we're going to do is we're just going to lay a little bit of butter down. A little bit of brown sugar down. This is light brown sugar. You can use lighter brown, it doesn't matter. And you can wrap with whatever you want. This is just what I like to wrap with. And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to use some honey barbecue sauce from SuckleBusters. We're going to go ahead and include that in our wrap. We're going to use this instead of honey. And we're going to go ahead and put the ribs meat side down on there. And this is a double wrap of foil. And then how we're going to wrap is we're going to fold over and go over the bones. And then we're going to come over the other side, so we got 2 layers, technically 4 layers of protection over the bones. Go ahead and fold them in tight. Fold them in tight. And I'm going to get these back out in the pit and check them again in another hour, so I'll be back with you guys after we check them in an hour. Okay guys, it's been another hour. You can see the nice color we have on these ribs. They're done. I temped them. I pulled them out of the wrap. I'm going to let them dry here a little bit before we sauce them. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can check for doneness. You can see they're starting to split there, but they're not falling apart. So these are done. So we'll go ahead and get them back on there, and we'll let them dry off, and then we'll come back and sauce them here in a little bit. Okay guys, we've let the ribs set up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get some sauce on these. I did go ahead and warm up my sauce, and I am just using that SuckleBusters honey barbecue sauce. So we're just going to go ahead, hit them with a little sauce. And we'll let this set for about 10-15 minutes. Go ahead and hit the bones here. Get those all painted up. So we're gonna let this sauce set. We're gonna get them in the house. We'll get them sliced up and see how we did. So I'll get back with you guys as soon as we get inside. All right guys, you can see we got the ribs done here. They got nice color. We're gonna flip them over and we'll slice them up. All right, so we're gonna give it a little taste test here and see how we did. They're tender, they're moist. They're a little over for obviously competition, but we weren't cooking for competition in this video. We were cooking for our friends and family at home. They got good flavor. The rub's great. You can see the bone here cleaned up. So I would recommend trying these at home. And guys, if you want to use any of these SuckleBusters rubs or seasonings, I'll go ahead and link their website in the description below. You can use my code ASHKICKIN and save 10% on your next order. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out and give you some of my final thoughts on today's cook on the Pit Boss Platinum Series Lockhart. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Overall, it was a successful cook. The flavor on the ribs was phenomenal. They were a little more done than I wanted. They were fall off the bone, which I know a lot of people enjoy. I like them to have a little bit of a bite. The flavor was phenomenal. The SuckleBusters products did a great job. I did notice on the Lockhart, the left side did run a little bit warmer. I think on my next cook, I'll go ahead and rotate those ribs for more even cooking. But overall, I'm happy with it. I'm still learning the cooker. I just have a few cooks under my belt with it, but seems to do a pretty good job so far. I will have a full in-depth review of it and how to use it video coming soon, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. And once again, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. I hope you have an awesome day.